everyone, how are we today? Just doing a super quick check-in to see what's going on for everyone. Anything important that you need to know right now. It's just a super quick one today ahead of our big shadow work reading for the full moon. So keep an eye out for that one tomorrow. Okay, I am using the Taurus lenormand as well as the True Love Oracle, seeing what themes are coming out for you today. Starting off with Aries, working our way on through. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Every single like and comment and subscribe, it really does help out the channel. Being such a small non-monetized channel, I do really appreciate your support. It enables me to continue to bring these free readings to you, so please and thank you. I do appreciate that. Okay, but as always, you will see me taking timestamps. I do apologize for any coughing. My sinus issues are ongoing. All right, but getting us started today, we're going to start with Aries. Okay, quick important messages for Aries. What does Aries need to know right now? We have divine masculine coming through with the yin and yang energy. So balancing out at the moment here, Aries, very important for you this week, balancing out your energy. And really, I feel for a lot of you, Aries, it's concentrating on bringing forth the divine masculine rather than, those masculine traits within you, really focusing on the divine versions of those rather than the unevolved kind of versions of those. So things like, learning how to control anger, things like that, being such a passionate sign. I get it, guys. But it's balancing all that out, balancing out, the more feminine qualities like having emotion and learning how to actually control those in a regulated kind of a way and have power from using your emotions and accessing the feminine energy and doing that in a very divine masculine kind of way where, I can still, have this masculine energy, but I do need to, an evolved divine masculine does actually, they're not hiding from emotions and hiding from anger. They're assessing those emotions and having some sort of control power over those emotions and working out from there, where we can go with that. A lot of strength within, a lot of strength in the way that you look at things, think about things. It's a very logical kind of energy, and it's also using emotions in a logical sense and using those to guide you logically rather than overpower you. Okay. Okay, Aries. Important messages for Aries. Important messages for Aries. Okay, so firstly we have the snake energy here, Aries. So a lot of passion, following your ambition. So that divine masculine energy coming through. Once again, we have the masculine here as well. So we are seeing a strong pull for the masculine energy for you at the moment. So it's really all about, using those emotional passions, things that you're passionate about to really, push your ambition at the moment as well. Like I said, having that strength, that self-control, thinking about things in a very logical way, thinking about emotions in a very logical way, and using that to, cut through anything where you may be deceiving yourself about certain things, understanding that emotions are there for a reason. Hiding from emotions is what makes us sort of fall into self-deceit about sort of things here, but you're kind of assessing those emotions and moving forward in a very powerful way and using them to sort of power your ambition, power your drive, to sort of get things done here. So a lot of just passion and ambition and whatnot coming through with that snake energy, controlling controlling temptation as well. I'm getting there as well. And it's leading you to your dreams here, Aries. We have the star energy as well. So, you know, a lot of strength and power in you, sort of looking at your true ambitions at the moment, and what it is that you want to achieve in this lifetime, whether it be, you know, in all aspects of your life, not just, you know, job and career and those sorts of things. Although a lot of you may be finding a bit of a focus on career ambition at the moment, and you know, some of you may even be, you know, finding that you're in a bit of a position of power within those sorts of things, and you know, pushing it a little bit, using your logic to push you further, using that drive to push you further, but really finding that, you know, your wishes are going to be fulfilled, as long as you're balancing out that masculine energy and making sure we're sticking to the divine masculine energy. All right, so something very important for you in regard to masculinity at the moment. So really thinking about what it is that you desire, what masculine traits do you admire and desire, and you know, evolving those within yourself and balancing that feminine energy alongside all of that as well. Okay, so you're more than welcome to check your other placements, Aries. You know, do subscribe to the channel as well, and hopefully I'll see you soon. And that shadow work reading tomorrow, guys, as well. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, Taurus. Important messages for our Taurus. Important messages for Taurus, please. We have inner peace. Okay, that's coming through with spiritual maturity. So it's been a long road, Taurus. It has been a long, kind of windy road, but you are leveling up here, and you are at this point where you are able to actually stop and find peace within yourself. So you know, if you feel as though you haven't been at peace within yourself, know that you are on the right path towards that. Okay, Taurus. We do see that you are reaching certain points of enlightenment within yourself here, and where you are going to, you know, find this. I feel as though for a lot of you, this is, you know, we see the inner peace energy, and I feel for a lot of you, this is, there's this byproduct of cutting out the external stress, and I feel for a lot of you, that's what we're sort of seeing here, is you're able to now, you have evolved into somebody who is, you know, not taking other people's opinions as the be all and end all. You're more able to focus within, rather than focusing on any external pressures and stresses. You know, you're able to find peace within yourself for the person that you are, regardless of how other people see you. So I'm just feeling this energy of, you know, you pushing away all the external stuff here, Taurus. Okay, so you know, I feel as though, you know, that mouse card did fly on out there. So I do feel as though for some of you've kind of lost part of yourself by in the way that you give to others in the past. So you kind of like, that's not serving me anymore, I'm going to cut that out. So you are definitely on the right path here, Taurus. Important messages for Taurus, please. Yeah, focusing on yourself, bringing you happiness here, Taurus. We have the fox coming through, followed by the sun, okay? And the sun is where we're seeing that happiness being revealed to you. We do see the fox first and foremost, focusing on your own survival, being strong, independent, all by yourself here, finding that inner peace, curling up and, you know, doing what needs to be done, saying what needs to be said in order to, you know, do the right thing by yourself here. It's you know, it's not selfishness, it's you know, self-preservation for you here, Taurus, and that's bringing a lot of happiness in for you with that sun energy. This sun energy, though, it is actually revealing something to you. It is revealing that there is a deception or betrayal around you. I am getting this snake energy here, that someone is trying to deceive you here, Taurus. I do feel as though that's an actual person trying to deceive you. The snake energy does talk about a lot of different things, but you know, you going within and not allowing external pressures to entrap you anymore. It seems to be revealing people's true intents around you. I kind of feel here. I am picking up that this snake energy, this is somebody around you who is they're it's not necessarily a negative intention, betrayal or deception, but I do feel as though it's somebody who's just not showing their true intentions towards you. For some of you, this is somebody, I am picking up here that for a couple of you, this is somebody who, I'm kind of picking up on this energy of somebody who acts like they want to just be your friend. We're just mates, we're just good friends, but they've got a sexual intent underneath that. This sometimes can talk about physical intimacy. I do feel that for some of you, there's somebody there that, there is just a little bit of deceit about who this person is, but it's going to be revealed to you in the very near future here. I feel like the more that you go within and trust your own self and it's going to make these things stand out to you a little bit more here, Taurus, and you're going to be able to sort of see through the masks that people might be wearing around you. Okay, so just a bit of a side note there, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements. These are just super quick messages today. We do have the shadow work reading tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that, and please subscribe to the channel. Okay, but moving on to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini, important messages for Gemini. Important messages for Gemini, please. Moving out of Gemini season. I hope you all had great birthdays. Emotional freedom, Gemini. And that's coming through with resolving conflict. Okay, so this is really showing us that, if you haven't resolved that conflict as of yet, and I don't know where, for some of you, this is external conflict with somebody around you. For others of you, this is conflict within yourself, but you are resolving that. You are, and I'm kind of just feeling drawn to tell you here, Gemini, that you consciously making an effort to resolve that conflict, whether it's with somebody or with yourself, to find closure with that conflict, to come to some sort of resolution. That is what's giving you the emotional freedom. That's what's making you kind of realize, oh wow, I can do this. I can allow my emotions to be expressed in a way that it may result in conflict. But do you know what happens after we face conflict and deal with conflict and resolve that conflict? Usually the relationship is much stronger on the other side of that conflict, okay, because we know that we can actually come together, meet halfway, and it's kind of like this weight off your shoulders I'm kind of getting for a lot of you. So whether that's internal conflict that you've sort of been fighting yourself or not knowing what way you're going about something, or whether that's with someone in particular, resolving that is actually going to make you feel much lighter and like you're more free to actually express your truth here, Gemini, as well. Okay, Gemini. Important messages for Gemini. Yeah, so we have the masculine energy first here, Gemini. So, strong, powerful energy. It is also, it's having the freedom to express those emotions, but in a controlled, logical, rational kind of a way, so that you're using those emotions to resolve the conflict. You're not ashamed to just say to somebody like, I feel this way about that, and this makes me feel whatever. We need to work out a way that's going to fix this problem for both of us, and you're doing it in a very, powerful kind of way. You may be like controlling the situation a little bit here with the masculine energy, but the masculine really controls their emotions as well. So you're doing it in a very controlled kind of just being logical about it kind of a way. So you're not going, I feel anger, so lash out, lash out, lash out. You're actually expressing, look, this actually makes me really angry. What can we do to solve this issue? So you're being very mature, I feel, about this emotional, conflict that's going on for you. And we do see the crossroads here as well, Gemini. So, there is a choice or a decision coming up for you, whether you, we have the flowers here as well. So this is an upcoming choice or decision where I feel like for a lot of you, it may be directly related to this conflict. Whether you choose to give to this person thing anymore or not, or whether it's a reciprocal thing, because I do feel that for some of you, the conflict may actually be about, oh, this relationship is one-sided. Am I going to continue to give to this? I feel like you're kind of talking it through with that emotional freedom thing there. So you're expressing your emotions and sort of saying, look, if this doesn't start becoming more reciprocal, I'm going to choose to walk a different way. I'm going to go elsewhere here. So I do feel as though for some of you, you are sort of deciding, what path am I going to take? Once again, being very mature about it here, being very logical about the choices that you're making and the path that you're taking with any conflict at the moment, choosing whether you're going to give this sort of energy or whether I'm going to give that sort of energy, So I feel as though a lot of you are making a very sort of mature, reining it in a little bit, controlling yourself a little bit, accepting your emotions, being honest and truthful about those emotions, but also still being in control of them, not letting them control you, and make things sort of, because when our emotions go a bit wild, that's when things get a little bit out of control and it makes things worse and whatnot as well. But that's what we've got for you, Gemini. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Keep an eye out for tomorrow's shadow work reading, and please subscribe to the channel as well. Okay, but moving on to our Cancers. Okay, Cancer. Important messages for Cancer. Important messages for Cancer, please. We just had that same card for Gemini, the emotional freedom card. We also have the distorted feminine. So we need to be very careful with this energy, Cancer, because with the distorted feminine coming through with a card that is talking about emotions, it actually feels as though you're being maybe too free with your emotions, because the distorted feminine is actually, where we let our emotions take control. And, for example, if we're feeling anger about something and so we lash out and we yell and we scream and we hit and we punch, that's the freedom we allow our emotion when we're in a distorted feminine energy. Whereas, the divine feminine energy uses emotion to nurture, to create and protect. So I feel like there is just a bit of a warning here for you, Cancer, that, you may need to, think a little bit more about the way that you are acting, and are you reacting or taking, mature, actionable steps here? Really feeling like, are you allowing your emotions to run free too much, or at a, reasonable level? Because, the distorted feminine, when it's acting that way, it forgets about everyone else's emotions as well, and only sees its own, and can react very badly to things, and it's no longer actually nurturing energy. It's all of a sudden it's that energy where people are looking at you like, oh my gosh, this bitch is crazy. So just be careful with this energy, Cancer. I feel like this is just a bit of a warning to maybe rein it in just a little bit, and find a way to control your emotions just a little bit more here. Things like, before you react to something happening around you, taking a couple of deep breaths and really thinking, is this worth it? Is it worth acting like this? Because I'm just getting this energy here of something that's going to happen that would really, really set you off here. And it's this example of, like the Karens, for example, that, if you react a certain way to something, are you going to be perceived in that sort of a way? I'm just kind of getting, it's just coming through as a bit of a warning, because I do feel that for some of you, there's this tendency to react without actually understanding the full scope of the situation as well. But we'll see if the Lenormand gives us a bit of an extra layer on that. And when we're seeing distorted feminine, it's always a really good idea to try to embrace your masculine energy a little bit more in order to, because the masculine energy within us protects the feminine. Okay, so if the feminine's feeling a little bit vulnerable at the moment, don't be afraid to embrace your more masculine qualities at the moment, regardless of gender. Cancer, important messages for Cancer, please. Yeah, so the hidden energy I've got at the bottom of the deck is the feminine as well. So we're definitely seeing that feminine energy strong in you at the moment, Cancer. We do have the fox coming through here. Firstly, so I understand this is all about self-preservation for a lot of you, but I feel like for a lot of you this is be clever about it. Think before you act. Try to be a little bit more logical and reasonable with yourself. Say what you need to say to yourself in order to, I'm just getting this big vibe of, acting without thinking. Okay, so do what you need to do. Say what you need to say to yourself in order to, stop and think before you actually act at the moment, because we do also see the clover and the tree. So the clover does let us know that you may be what you may be needing to stop and think about before you're acting is any impulsive behaviors, any risky actions that you might be taking. So that really lets us know, be intelligent about the risks that you're taking. The investments that you're in, the things that you're investing in at the moment, be very, really, really think things through. Be clever about it before you just jump on in the deep end at the moment. Okay, that can be a little bit impulsive. Because there is a little bit of growth and inner wisdom that is needed at the moment. You need to just take care of yourself at the moment. Curl up in a little ball, be smart about it, and instead of getting out there and jumping in the deep end and engaging on all these risky sort of behaviors or impulsive behaviors, just stop and take time to rest and recuperate and look after yourself. Okay, you need to be a little bit more selfish when it comes to your own growth and healing, and focus on looking after your growth and healing at the moment, Cancer. I'm just sort of feeling that it is just coming through as a bit of a warning here to not go too far with things at the moment, Cancer. But make sure you do check your other placements. The shadow work reading tomorrow for the full moon may be a really good one for you to keep an eye out for as well. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon. But moving over to our Leos. Okay, Leo, important messages for Leo. Important messages for Leo. Pardon me, Leo. Okay, so Leo, I'm straight away getting a bit of as an important message, a pretty straightforward sort of message here. I do have the distorted feminine as well as sexuality. Okay, so this is actually talking about the way that we approach, sexuality sex, intimacy, all that sort of stuff. With the distorted feminine being there, it's kind of asking you to, that's really actually just reading as a bit of immaturity, I suppose. You just not appreciating the fullness of the feminine energy. Okay, so this is a rather hard one, because it's it's easiest for me to read this as though I'm speaking to women, okay, because that's the energy I'm getting from this, especially seeing that feminine energy there and the sexuality card. So if you're a masculine, this may not resonate for you. You may want to check your other placements, because I really do feel that this is pretty much women that we're talking to here. This is allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. Okay, this is that. Like, I don't feel like immature is the right word. It's more along the line of someone who's vulnerable in a sexual scenario. That someone who has had maybe trauma, and doesn't understand what is healthy. It's just feeling as though you're needing to look at the way that you look at your sexuality, whether that is just the way that you express yourself sexually, or your actual sexuality, what what you prefer sexually. How can you develop those things in a way that is more mature and more healthy for you? Okay, Leo. I'm kind of getting that this is talking about unhealthy sex practices and and not necessarily physically unhealthy, but unhealthy in the sense of it's not serving your greatest good. It's not serving your highest good here. That it's like allowing people to use you in some sort of sense. Doing what you feel like you have to do, being afraid to say no and stand up for yourself. Which is it's a thing that a lot of females have, it's a big thing, but I do feel as though for a lot of you, this is specifically in regard to consent, and being able to understand that you don't have to give consent if you don't want to. I feel like a lot of you are quite vulnerable when it comes to this stuff, and you're going with what you think you have to go with. And it's coming through in a lot of different kind of ways too. Like, it's kind of like you're trying to tell yourself that, it's totally normal to do this. It's normal to do that. Everyone else does this, so I'll give it a go. I'll let this happen. Because I am picking up on things that you're just maybe not 100% comfortable with certain things, and you're allowing them to happen anyway. So like certain sexual practices that you're not really, that's not really your thing, but maybe your partner is into that, and so you're just like going along with it. Those sorts of things. I am picking up that for someone here too, there is someone who's, you know your own sexuality, and you're not interested in that other thing or type of person. You're not interested in that type of person, but you're feeling pressured to just give it a go, and you don't need to, okay? you're being asked to look at that within yourself, okay? That you're being asked to, question yourself. How can I, mature within that thing? How can I, form a more healthy relationship with myself when it comes to sex and sexuality? Leo, important messages for Leo, please. Yeah. So we have the lily and the tree coming through first and foremost. So the lily and the tree are both kind of, pushing you towards a little bit more maturity with this issue for yourself here. Being a little bit more emotionally intimate with yourself, being, not being vulnerable to others, but being very vulnerable and intimate with your own true self and your own true emotions, how you truly feel about these things that you maybe are being pressured into doing, or that you are just doing, telling yourself that, oh yeah, I like that, but when you actually sit down and talk to yourself, you're like, do I though? Because it's kind of asking you, long term, do you see yourself doing this long term? Do you see this working long term for you? If you keep doing this, 10 years from now, are you going to look back at yourself and be okay with that? There's some growth and maturity needed. You need to stop and look after yourself. This is the card of self-care, self-growth, finding some inner wisdom and maturity when it comes to this issue. And I'm not going to say it's an easy path, because we have the mountain here as well. There is just this energy with the mountain that it is kind of just a delayed, for some of you, this is just a delayed response, like trauma response, that there's a reason that you're acting that way, or that you're behaving that way, or that you're feeling that way. It's because for some of you it is a delayed, trauma response. Okay, so be aware of that. But there is a bit of work. You need to be persistent. You need to constantly work on this issue within yourself, because this is, I feel like it's a kind of, I feel like a lot of you know exactly what this is, or you will know when you actually stop and really question yourself about this. There's a bit of hard work involved, a bit of persistence, determination to, mature and learn how to approach this with others, and learn how to, broach this issue in the future, and all those sorts of things. So, there are some, and I feel like a lot of you do feel as though there's some, external obstacles to you being able to fully express yourself and not continue this behavior. Okay, so I hope that sort of makes sense to you here, Leo, and that you can be a bit more vulnerable with your own self, and assess this situation within yourself, because with that distorted feminine, you need to nurture yourself a little bit more here, with the tree as well. That's all about self-care. Okay, this is not taking care of yourself, and you know it, Leo. You need to look after yourself a little bit more here, and stand up for yourself a little bit more when it comes to this sort of stuff. Okay, so I know that is a pretty specific kind of message, but you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Okay, and tomorrow I will be doing the shadow work reading as well, so keep an eye out for that one. There may be something important for you in that. But please subscribe to the channel as well. I do appreciate your support, and we will move on over to Virgo after a short break. Okay, moving on to Virgo. Virgo, important messages for our Virgos. Interesting. We have soulmates and dating. Okay. I kind of want to say here, Virgo, are you single or are you with somebody already? I feel like I've got both of you here today. Some of you are, single, and some of you are already in a connection. For those of you already in a connection, I feel like this is talking about the need to go back to the dating stage with this person, in the sense of, going back to having fun and, how it was when you first started dating, that, having fun, getting to know each other, spending time together. I feel like some of you may just have been a little bit, you know, it feels just a bit bland lately. I'm not going to lie. Okay. So, just maybe reinvigorating the connection in some way, shape, or form. All right. For those of you who are single, I feel like this is, there's obviously a dating energy. There's this energy of, getting out and about there, dipping your toes back in the water kind of energy. I feel like for a lot of you, though, the soulmates energy is actually talking about realizing that you are your own soulmate, Virgo, that that energy is within you, and being the version of yourself that you want to be, so that when you are dating, that you're attracting somebody on the same wavelength, somebody that is your equal, rather than I'm kind of getting maybe one-sided stuff and all that sort of stuff, lowering your standards kind of thing. So I do just sort of understanding that you are your own soulmate first and foremost, and being the soulmate that you want to attract as well, if that kind of makes sense. Being the person that is equal to the sort of person that you want to attract. Okay, so a bit of a dual message here, but we'll have a look with the Lenormand. Virgo, important messages for our Virgos. Yeah, okay. A little bit more healing needing to happen. We have the tree here. So, there is just a little bit of healing that needs to happen here, a little bit of focusing on yourself and the work that you're doing within yourself to be that version of yourself that, is equal to the person that you deserve. So just a little bit here because, I do see some obstacles from the past for you as well. We have the mountain and then the mice card. So there is just still some obstacles from the past, some things that have stressed you out in the past, some losses that you've suffered in the past, are still creating some obstacles for you within your own self-healing. So, and stopping you from actually caring for yourself in the way that you truly deserve, here. So a little bit of extra work needed at the moment when it comes to yourself and your self-growth, learning a little bit more about yourself and educating yourself, finding that inner wisdom of what it is that you really need to, resolve from past losses, past stresses, the things that keep you up late at night, still creating some obstacles for you when it comes to your actual healing here, Virgo. So maybe paying attention to that, and regardless of whether you're in a connection already or not, being your own soulmate first and foremost. Okay, Virgo. But you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. We do have the shadow work reading tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that one. And please subscribe to the channel as well. I do really appreciate that. It helps me continue to bring these videos to you. Okay, but moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. Important messages for Libra, please. Getting a straightforward message here, Libra. We have the life purpose card as well as the love card, and it's telling me straight away, Libra, did you know your life purpose is all about love, sharing your love, sharing your heart with the world, finding that purpose in the things that you love. So, I do feel for a lot of you, your soul purpose is connected very strongly with the love that you carry. Okay, so whether this be your love for something, you know, I love doing this, and your life purpose is connected to that thing that you love doing. Or if your purpose is connected to, you know, sharing your loving energy with others in some sort of way. You know, really looking at what is your life purpose at the moment, Libra, and what are the things that you love and care about the most, and you know, using those to really shine this beautiful energy out within yourself, you know, because the more that you love what you're doing, who you're around, the more you love yourself, and the more that you spread that love. Okay, so very interesting. Libra, important messages for Libra. The book. Okay, we're starting off with the book. So for some of you, there is some education necessary for you to be truly following this life purpose of yours. I feel like for some of you, you are just at that stage where you're kind of learning more about yourself and learning more about what it is that you truly are drawn to. You know, maybe even only just sort of discovering what your life purpose is and where you want to go in this lifetime here, because that has come out with the tree as well. So the tree is all about looking out for yourself, your self-care, your self-growth, your healing, you know, how far you've come so far. I feel like for a lot of you, looking back at the story of your own life, looking how far you've come, looking at where you want to go next with that story, and using, you know, there's a sense of wisdom that comes through with both of these cards as well. Learning more. Learning and knowledge, very important to you at the moment. So for some of you, there may be the need to go and get some further education in order to follow your true purpose here. And for others of you, that might just be learning more about yourself and learning more about, you know, what is it that I love? What are the things that, you know, set me on fire in this life? And then we see you starting the journey towards going towards those things. Okay, we have the ship there, which is, you know, the start of the journey for you. You know, I feel like you've come a long way so far, and you're, you know, the journey's only just beginning. You know, the ship's about to set sail for you here, Libra, and you're about to get on board with moving forward into the future. So, you know, I feel like for a lot of you, this is just reassurance that you're on the right path, that you are, you know, following your true path here. For others of you, you know, I feel it's asking, you know, enlightening yourself about what do I truly love in this world, and start heading towards that. Okay, so that's what we're seeing for you, Libra. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Just a super quick check-in today. We are doing the shadow work reading tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that one. And please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Okay, moving on to our Scorpios. Scorpio, important messages for Scorpio. Important messages for our Scorpios, please. Oh, wow. I just had this exact same two. I just shuffled that deck thoroughly. I had the exact same two cards in the exact same order for Libra. So some of you may be on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio, or you may have strong placements, or, you know, it's just something in the water out your way. We have life purpose and love. Okay, so really opening up your heart to what your true purpose in this world is, and understanding a little bit more about yourself and where you're going in this lifetime. The things that you love. What is it that you truly love? What or who truly makes your heart go boom, boom, boom when you're, you know, what makes you happy? What makes you feel peace when you're doing that, and then, you know, sharing that love with the world as well really makes you shine. I'm picking up on you shining. You know, every time you do something, you shine in a way that you don't normally. So paying attention to what those things are for you, Scorpio. Scorpio, what important messages for our Scorpios, please? seeing a lot of emotion here, Scorpio. Firstly, we have the Lily, which is the card of emotional intimacy. So, being very, I'm feeling this is asking you to connect to yourself in a vulnerable, emotionally intimate kind of way. Be a little bit more forthcoming with emotional intimacy, asking you to really look at how you connect to people on an emotional level, connect to yourself on an emotional level, and kind of, this is also the card of long-term sort of longevity stuff as well. So asking yourself, like if, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, where do I want to be? What do I want to, what things do I want in my life? And, opening yourself up to those things and showing a little bit more emotion to those things or people. And making some changes within yourself that are going to sort of serve you long term, just with the way that you are intimate with things and people. I do feel like a lot of you here, Scorpio, very blocked off emotionally, but you're really at this time where you're able to evolve at the moment emotionally, and part of that involves just opening up a little bit more, being a little bit more vulnerable with yourself firstly, and possibly with others around yourself, and being open and honest about what it is that you do truly love and care about, whether that be people or things in your life. Being a little bit more open and honest about, yeah, I do love that. We do see the child energy here as well. The child is all about, new beginnings with the way that you're opening up emotionally, but also, this vibe of being very open and free and wild, and being a little bit, more innocent with the way that you're approaching others. That you're seeing things as an adventure, that, think about the way that children express emotions. They don't hold back. They just express whatever it is that they're feeling. They, they're loud and proud about how they feel emotionally. So I do feel as though there's a bit of a message there for you in that, as well, because we do see the moon coming through as well, which is the card of emotional sensitivity. So, your emotions are trying to tell you something, and looking at the world through a child's eyes, and sort of going, oh, my emotions are trying to lead me somewhere, and they're trying to push my intuition to this certain, things that I love, where my life purpose is, and listening to those emotions, and, just running with them rather than letting fear hold you back. Be like a child and just sort of, I love that, so I'm going to, whatever it is. Like, I'm just sort of seeing a child saying, I love puppies, so I'm just going to go pick up this puppy and play with this puppy, and whatever it is in your situation. It does seem very strongly linked with your soul purpose here as well. So, definitely try to be a bit more childlike and free with your emotions at the moment, Scorpio, because, and don't be afraid to admit that you love things, regardless of how childlike or silly that may seam to you. Don't be afraid to admit that you love it. All right. But you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Check out the shadow work reading tomorrow as well. And please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Okay. So we'll move on over to our Sagittarius. Okay. Important messages for Sagittarius. Important messages for our Sagittarians. Well, I kind of really like this energy for you, Sagittarius. Firstly, we have self-respect and the divine feminine. So, this is, I feel like you've got this, Sagittarius, that you are at this stage where you have discovered what self-respect means to you, and you're not afraid to stand up for yourself at the moment here. I am getting a very strong, powerful feminine energy from this here. It's a feminine that's not going to back down. Not going, if it's like that energy of, if I say no, I mean no. If I say yes, yeah, cool. But it's also respecting your own emotions and the need to nurture yourself. I am feeling a very strong energy from you here, Sagittarius, that you've learned how to stand up for yourself when you need to, and you're not afraid to do that anymore. So kudos to you guys. And it doesn't matter about your gender either. When we see that divine feminine, everyone has aspects of both feminine and masculine. But the divine feminine is just about nurturing your, especially here with the self-respect, nurturing that self-respect and really paying attention to that and to the things that you can do for yourself to, nurture and love your own emotions and respect the fact, look, I have this emotion, I respect that, and, we work from there. And doing it in a very sort of loving, nurturing way. You can create a lot with that energy as well. Okay, important messages for Sagittarius. Wow, super strong. We have the feminine coming out first and foremost. I said that very strong, powerful woman energy. This is that, boss bitch type energy. This is that, really, really knowing what you want and not being afraid to go for it. Once again, regardless of gender. All right, and this is actually stirring some stuff up within you. We have the stork here. I do want to say with the double feminine and the stork coming out, some of you may need to be aware that the stork is my pregnancy card. Okay, so with that nurturing energy from the feminine and then the pregnancy card, just be aware of that. I don't feel like it's a huge, big thing, but some of you may need to just keep that in mind, all right? But the stork it's all about, stirring things up within yourself here. Stirring up, the self-respect that you've stirred up for yourself is actually getting things moving and going for you here. And it's actually creating some really strong foundations for you. We do see the Tower coming through here as well. So I do feel as though for some of you, it's giving you this idea of, being able to stand up for yourself and know when you need to, just take some time out to yourself, because the Tower can also talk about solitude as well. So I do feel for a lot of you, it's like, look, I need to back off. I need to take some time to myself. I need to, remove myself from the situation for a moment, get my bearings, that sort of thing. But it's creating some really solid foundations within you where, you are coming up with new ideas on the foundations that you do want to put down in your life and the things that help keep you solid and moving forward, and the things that make you stronger as yourself, within yourself. I do feel that for a lot of you, this is learning a little bit more about, once again, that solitude when you, sometimes that you feel as though you need to do things for yourself and you're not relying on anyone else as much here. You're respecting the fact that you can do it all by yourself. Okay, so I do feel it's stirring up a little bit of more self-empowerment within you as well, and creating a really solid foundation for you in the future, just within yourself. So, keep it up, Sagittarius. I really love that energy for you. But you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. I'm just doing super quick check-ins today. I do have the shadow work video coming through tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that one. And, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Okay, moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, important messages for our Capricorns. Capricorn, important messages for Capricorn, please. Okay. Sexual freedom. I did pick up on a sort of similar message for Leo as well. So if you have strong Leo placements, you may want to check the Leo section as well. But sexual freedom, all right, as well as reparenting yourself. Interesting, Capricorn. This is talking about, with the reparenting yourself, there's something that you need to look at and learn more about, or that recognizing that you have reparented yourself in some kind of a way when it comes to the way you express yourself sexually. I do feel for a lot of you this has got to do with the way you flirt, the way that you approach dating, the way that you approach connections on a physical intimacy level, the way that you express yourself sexually in general, like the way that you like, it's kind of this energy of the way that you ask for what you want sexually and not. Because with the reparenting yourself, it kind of shows me that, the way that you were brought up, Capricorn, has affected you in the past with the way that you express yourself sexually. And there's a fundamental change that has taken place or is taking place within you in regard to that. So I'm kind of getting this example of, somebody who was brought up in a very traditional kind of home. And I'm getting the vice versa as well. So someone who was brought up very non-traditionally. And you're kind of, I'm just going to stick with the traditional example, okay? So you're brought up in a very traditional, maybe a very religious home, flip it as needed, guys, and take it as it, this is just an example, of course, fiddle it around to fit your life. So in the example, someone who's brought up very traditionally, very, religiously, you are raised to believe, oh, look, I can't have sex before marriage. I have to be like this. I have to be very chaste and not explore my sexuality. In that highly religious traditional example, I'm not allowed to be anything other than straight. Which, I really hate that. Anyway, like I said, this is just an example. Use it however it fits in your particular life. Change the example to fit your situation. So there's something about the way that you were brought up that you were like, that's what you thought. That's what you thought. That's how you were taught. This is what sex has got to be like. That, the woman has to, in that traditional sense, the woman has to do whatever the man wants, You're kind of now learning that is not how you need your life to be. You're reparenting yourself, sort of saying, or I feel like a lot of you've gone through this already, and you're sort of really just now adjusting to the change a little bit here. So in that traditional example there, that you're now learning that it's okay to express yourself. It's 2024. Like, if I want to be gay, I'm going to be gay. Like, if I'm gay, that's who I am. That's just because I was brought up very traditionally and told that I wasn't allowed to be gay doesn't mean that I'm not gay. So as an example, or that just because I was told that I'm not allowed to have sex before marriage doesn't mean that fits my life. It doesn't mean that fits what I personally believe and want to live as my life. So I do feel as though there's this energy of you learning more about what sexual freedom means to you. And for some of you, I feel like you may be sort of wanting to express yourself a little bit more when it comes to sexuality, and not being afraid to stand up for, I really want to try this. I'm really into this. I have this certain kink or whatever that I want to explore, and, feeling like I'm going to go explore that, and realizing that the way that you were brought up to believe doesn't have to be the way that you continue to live your entire life. All right, so there's something very important about that, and then this energy of reparenting yourself. And if you are finding that you're, fighting yourself against the way that you were brought up to believe things were supposed to be, then that's showing you that there's the need to reparent yourself, relearn from, scratch out everything and relearn what it means for you in your life. All right. Capricorn. Because I'm a Capricorn as well, right? And I know what that is for me, okay? Because I was brought up very, open. Like, my family was very non-traditional, very open sexually to, go crazy a little bit there. But, and in the past, I had my little phases and whatnot. And I'm realizing now that I'm starting to date again that I'm like, that's just not my jam anymore. I'm actually going the opposite way, and I'm actually going back to, I'm wanting something a little bit more traditional with my situations at the moment. So each to their own, guys. No judgment here. I've been there, done that. Capricorn, important messages for Capricorn, please. Firstly, we have the Tower. So that's where we're seeing, for a lot of you, I feel like there is something here to do specifically with traditions, because this is the card of authority and tradition and, the foundations that were created within us as children. So there is a fundamental change that's taking place within you. Okay, there is something, you're realizing that you are your own authority over your life, not necessarily, your parents. You're taking, what do I want? What do I need? Going within a little bit more. Some of you might be spending some time alone, and expressing to yourself, like spending some time alone to really sort of work this out within yourself. And I do see the hidden energy here. I am seeing, communication, good news on the way that a cycle has ended and a new cycle is beginning. You're heading into a lot more happiness and abundance, in the future here with this issue as well. But then we have the garden energy. So the garden is, these are kind of like opposing forces, right? We've got the traditional solo kind of energy. Then we've got the social energy. So, hermit mode, and then getting out and about, being a little social butterfly. It is also my date card. So some of you may be doing what I'm doing. You're dating in different way to what you may have dated in the past. You maybe only just sort of like me, once again, just starting to dip your toes back into dating, and now that you know a little bit clearer about what it is that you're after, the way that you are approaching dating, those sorts of things. You may be getting back out there, spending a lot of time out and about, public spaces, going out, meeting out with friends, going to events as well. I do feel like for some of you, there's this, I don't know who that is for. Very specific message here for one Capricorn. It's like a swingers party or some sort of event that's specifically to do with sex, and it's sort of like a swingers party or there's a lot of people there. Okay, there's a lot of people there. So it's some sort of event like that that you're wanting to go and try or explore, or it's telling you go for it. Don't hold back to some traditional value that is no longer yours. If that's what you want to do, go to it. I'm hearing boat party for someone to. That's a specific message for. There's one person. There's just one person. You maybe have been invited to something like that. I can't remember the specific term for what I'm seeing here. It's swingers is probably the closest I can explain that. Like a swingers party. It's the closest I can explain what that is. It's like what do they call it? It's like a sex party, okay? Like a sex party that you want to go to. Go to it. We also have the stork, but make sure you use protection with the stork, okay? Because that is the pregnancy card, okay? But it really does stir things up within you. You're stirring up this new energy within yourself, and really you've learned a lot more about who you are on a sexual level, and you're now willing to explore that. And these things are getting stirred up within you. A couple of you, it's like certain feelings getting stirred up within you, that there may be something in specific that you're wanting to explore that's sort of getting stirred up within you. Like, oh, I really want to try that. So feel free. I just keep getting the message of go for it with you here, Capricorn. Do it the way that you need to do it for you. If other people around you don't understand that or don't, whatever, that's their problem, right? Not yours, Capricorn. I'm getting that you should just go for what you want in this life, Capricorn. Is the message that's coming through here, especially when it comes to sex stuff. Okay, whose ideal are you living to? Someone else's or your own? There we go. That's what we have for you, Capricorn. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Tomorrow we will be doing the shadow work reading as well, so keep an eye out for that. And subscribe, and we'll see you later. So we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay. Important messages for Aquarius. Important messages for Aquarius, please. Resolving conflict, Aquarius. We also have the Rainbow Reviver. Okay, so relatively specific message here. You're resolving conflict with somebody. There's or you're wanting to resolve conflict with somebody. This is somebody that you're not currently connected to, because you're wanting to revive something with somebody. It's like a reconciliation type energy. And there's some sort of conflict that needs to be resolved in order to reconcile, to revive that connection. So I'm not picking up that it's necessarily love. It could be like a family member or something, an old friend or something like that. And I'm not picking up whether it's just a want or whether this is actually about to happen, because this could definitely be somebody trying to resolve conflict with you, like trying to reconcile with you, or, it could go either way. But I'll get a bit more info with the Lenormand here. Aquarius, important messages for Aquarius. Yeah, so it's something that's been weighing down on you. It's been weighing heavily on you. We have the anchor here. So I do feel like that for a lot of you, this is probably you wanting to reconcile. Because it's been weighing down on your soul a little bit here. You've been feeling like you're a bit stuck on how to solve this problem, and you've just felt a bit stuck in it. Because for some of you may still be in connection with this person. It's just feeling very stuck, and that something needs to be resolved between you in order to get that to where you want it to be, to revive the connection back to where it needs to be. because there is a certain wish or desire you have in regard to this connection. We have the stars here. So, you know, it's telling you to stay hopeful, stay optimistic. But you will need to be open up emotionally and be a little bit more vulnerable if you do wish to resolve this and reconcile this connection. Okay, we have the lily here. So with the lily, it does show us that, you know, with the star and the lily, it definitely can be revived. You definitely can reconcile and resolve this conflict. And it will be, you know, and once it is resolved and reconciled, it will be a long-term dream come true. It's going to, you know, your desires here are going to work out long-term in this connection. So remain very hopeful and optimistic, but you will need to be very emotionally intimate about the situation. So that's your answer on how to resolve the conflict here, is that you need to be very open and honest about your true emotions. You need to be a little bit vulnerable with this person and honest about you know, about the situation, how you truly feel. Okay, relatively straightforward message there, Aquarius, but you are more than welcome to check your other placements. Keep an eye out for the shadow work reading tomorrow, you know, but subscribe and I'll see you all again soon. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Important messages for our Pisces. Oh, Pisces. What are you manifesting, Pisces? Seeing the divine masculine here, Pisces. Finding your own strength and power, you know, regardless of your gender, okay? Because I'm actually picking up that for a lot of you, I'm speaking to a lot of feminine Pisces. There may not be that many masculine Pisces watching or in the collective that I'm picking up on. But we're seeing the divine masculine here. But, you know, take it as it resonates. It definitely, you know, I don't really genderize during my readings, so take it as it resonates. But what I'm kind of seeing here is because the soulmates card has come out as well. And when I see that soulmates energy for you, Pisces, I'm not picking up another person. I'm picking up this is your soulmate, Pisces. Okay, so I've got you here with, you know, I'm picking up your energy as the divine feminine. And it's kind of telling me that your soulmate is your divine masculine. So the divine masculine within you yourself is your soulmate. So it's kind of needing to meet your divine masculine in order to understand that you are your own soulmate. So this is the divine masculine. It's control, power, strength, controlling the chaos within. It's also the interesting thing about the divine masculine is the divine masculine protects feminine energy. So this is your protector, the protector within you that protects your lovely, beautiful, soft, nurturing feminine energy that is the creator. The masculine is the protector of that. Okay, so needing to find that within yourself and find your inner strength, find your inner power where you take control of yourself and take leadership, and you're not afraid to do the hard things. But you, at the same time, you still protect the soft, sweet sides of yourself and allow them to be true to that in itself. And that is your true soulmate. Once you balance that out within yourself and meet that divine masculine within yourself, you'll realize that I am my own soulmate, and And I am the version, like, because especially too, for those of you who are actually looking for love, if you want to meet your true soulmate in another person, you need to be the version of yourself that is attracting your ideal soulmate. So you need to be your soulmate's ideal soulmate too, if that kind of makes sense. So you need, if you're trying to attract someone, you know, a specific person, specific quality, specific type of soulmate love energy, you need to be the person that matches that. And in order for you to do that, you need to meet your divine masculine and realize that's, you know, you can be your own soulmate first before you worry about external soulmates. Okay, but we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Pisces. Important messages for Pisces, please. We have the dog coming through first. Be your own friend. Be loyal, compassionate to yourself first and foremost. We have the moon. Trust your intuition. Trust your emotions. Nurture those emotions. You know, nurture that feminine, beautiful, sweet, lovely, emotional side of yourself. Protect it. Okay. Show yourself some compassion for your emotions. You know, be your own friend first, especially when it comes to accepting and understanding your emotional self. Follow your passion and desire and ambitions here. This is a more masculine energy. It's talking about, you know, allow your emotions. Your emotions are the key to your intuition, all right? And your intuition is spurring on the more masculine, you know, so the moon energy is very feminine energy, right? But that intuition and being compassionate towards your emotions and, you know, accepting your emotional states and allowing those things that make you a bit sensitive emotionally, trusting in those and allowing those to be and just be and accepting that they're there and not pushing them aside, allows you to embrace the more masculine side of the emotions and turn it into drive and ambition, to go for the things that you're truly passionate about, to go for the things that you truly desire. And with the snake here, there is an energy also of truly accepting and protecting this feminine side of yourself and being very compassionate and understanding towards yourself, being your own friend first. It enables you to cut through any self-deception about that, because I'm kind of just picking up, I picked this up for someone else as well, but I can't remember what sign it was. But it feels like you kind of have been in this state where you refuse to accept your emotions and you push your emotions away. But the masculine, divine masculine, and meeting that divine masculine is actually understanding that, you know, emotions are a part of you. It's part of the human experience. You know, you don't need to act from your emotions, but you need to listen to them and accept them and, you know, allow them to be, to protect that emotional side of yourself rather than pushing it away and pretending it's not there. So you're removing any deception within yourself when it comes to your true emotions about things, and, you know, protecting and being compassionate about that. I don't feel as though you need to be super emotional or anything like that. Not at all. It just feels as though, you know, it's embracing your emotional self a little bit more is enabling you to turn that into your drive, your ambition to strive for the things that you truly want here. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pisces, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Tomorrow I will have the shadow work reading, so keep an eye out for that one. Hope to see you all there, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.